I think I'm live. Welcome back, everyone. Sniping is Fun here. This is actually, I think, the first actual continuation I have done for this October Halloween livestream month. And it's What Remains of Edith Finch. This would be a part 2, and I think I left off with the whole Calvin and Sam story. I was only about like a smidge into the game. So,
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin.
Yeah.
And that he never talked about him. I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it.
Let me see something first. Give me 1 second. I want to make sure. 'Cause I always do. Loop-de-loop. Play Kelvin's. Okay, I mean, that's the story. I was about to say. I was trying to look and see what achievement, what trophy was for this. You have to play it twice. So I have to come back here at some point if I want to platinum this game. Well, actually, no, not platinum. This game doesn't have a platinum on PlayStation. It makes no sense. I 100%ed this years ago on Xbox.
My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did.
Oh, I see what it is now. You have to do both legs. I was just doing the broken one.
At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly. But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that.
Calvin, I'm not gonna tell you again.
Maybe if the wind hadn't picked up. Then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother. The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Yep.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
And they probably wouldn't have let you. That's why you're still here. He was only, how old was he again? He was only like 11 years old. But yeah, I remember playing this game for an Xbox
After the
Achievement
funeral,
Challenge
Edie
years
rubbed
ago.
off Calvin's half of the room.
Yeah. For an Xbox Achievement Challenge back like a couple years ago. Actually, not even a couple years ago now. Well, yeah, actually it would be a couple years ago. 2021. It was one of the earliest games I played on the Xbox Series S. I 100%ed it. But I wanted
Mom
to say...
said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
I would say so. But yeah, I had this on PS4 since well before that because it was a PS Plus game in like 2019, I believe, and I have never touched it till now. I just feel it. I can still hear it. Okay, for a second there, my TV went off. I'm like, I can still hear the game because it's in my headset right now. But I wanted to save, like, it's just been sitting on my thing. I've never had a chance to play this. I'm trying to find games that kind of have that spooky, kind of creepy atmosphere. This game's not a horror game. It's not a scary game.
The passages were a pretty tight fit.
But
they'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
But obviously...
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
But I always had like this creepy atmosphere. Like, it's not a horror game, it's not a scary game, but it's a very creepy atmosphere type of game. And I especially felt that when I played it a couple years ago.
I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards. Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up, a has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box. And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent. She found Rick's clutch and imagined the worst.
I'm just gonna get this out of the way. Come on. Get off the table. Okay. Get off. Yeah! Is that it? All of them? There we are. Ha 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 ha. Just a beating up everything in this house. Barbara wants to release all her anger.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
The old fridge rattled and grew still.
Oh dear!
Oh.
Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your screen.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Oh,
Then
no.
act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you're...
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
You're dead, Walter. Can I swing again? Come on. It's 12 o'clock. Break the TV. That's a durable TV. What in the world? Oh, look at it. I mean, this, at least this level gives, like, oh look, Halloween. See, this game fits a Halloween mood, sort of.
Walter, are you there? Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the Hookman, and was speechless. He was quite smashing. And he was. He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
That night, she played her part beautifully.
upstairs, and you go in the living room, and then he's not there. Dun dun! How do you get up that quickly after falling over the ledge?
had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was...
Ding dong.
She heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter? Hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
See? That story fits Halloween perfectly.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending. I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
Okay. I want to see something here. Options. Turn the brightness to a smidge because it's dark as hell. And I mean, I don't want it to be bright, but I don't want it to be freaking like, oh look, I'm walking through shadows. And if you're watching this, you're like, what in the world's going on? That makes it doesn't really work.
A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night.
Yeah, I know exactly. I think I've gotten almost all of them.
My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive.
Oh yeah, I forgot. That's never found out in this game, is it? Although technically, theories and rumors about their other games. Okay, I forgot whose story is next. I need to see something. 15% of the truth. Oh, yeah, that one's probably the next one. Yeah, that's probably it. It's probably gonna be Gregory.
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
Well, you're here now, so yeah.
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages. I thought maybe she was hiding presents. It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
Oh no, the next one is Walter? Is it?
I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone.
Yeah.
She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could. If there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
And that's kind of sad right there, because it's not even a real sky. Well, I can't go down until I get rid of the Walter story.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything. Even a monster on the other side of a door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly. And then one day, everything just stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe you got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid. It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave. Well, I still can. I know it's out there, somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara and Molly and Calvin. Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me. Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food.
Then he gets hit by a train.
I don't mind if I only have a year left. Or a month. Or a single week. I'd be happy with 1 more day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here. I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me. Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter. But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding. I don't want to make the same mistakes she made, trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe 2, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself and found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real. I don't know if I...
Okay, I just want to make sure I knew what time it was.
Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me. But I thought you should know about your family. And the history you're a part of. Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now. I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
Probably go...
And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible.
Probably go one more family memory for today's live stream. Can I look through this way too? No, I guess you can't. I'd probably go one more for today's live stream, which I think the next one's Sven or
I
something.
think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house? It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery may be more uncomfortable than the human one.
Shadow, Christopher, Oliver.
3 of the gerbils are mine, and 2 had been my fault.
Coco, Tucker, Charlie, Daisy, Lucy, Burpee. Oh, there's all the birds. Burpee, Lurpy, Furpy, and all that other crap. Chirpy. All the birds from the room. Yeah.
Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery.
That's kind of creepy. Edie. 2010. 1964 for Sven. Calvin. There's Molly. Molly's the... Oh yeah, this goes... there, and then you have Walter, and there's Barbara. Oh yeah, did they never build for the brother that
I'm
died?
sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away. She could see it poking out of the water at low tide. Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night. Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better.
Gregory, Sam. So Sam, yeah. Gus. You would think that when they do this, I know it's on top of the cliffs and stuff, they'd be putting these all together. Milton. Oh yeah, because they don't know if Milton's dead or not. Sanjay.
She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us.
And Lewis.
There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself.
I think the next one is Lewis. Or is it... no, it can't be Lewis yet.
But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
America. Yeah, the next one is... no, the next one I think is...
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common.
I think the next one is it's either Gregory or Sam. I'm gonna do one more.
They were both pretty intense. Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something. Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
This is Sam's, right? Yes, we've... oh no, why do I have to end in this one? It's gonna take me a minute to get used to this.
Dawn, I promise.
I want to see something, because I want to check and see if there's a... It feels like there was more on the Xbox, like for achievements instead of the trophies here. Yeah, there's less on the PlayStation version. I feel there was more achievements. I'm gonna have to look and see, but I remember there being one here.
You'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Hmm? Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged.
What?
Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit.
I guess there's that, because I remember there being like an achievement for getting a picture of a rabbit or something.
Please just take the damn picture.
Hey, language. Smile, Dawn. Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
Oh. I have to get the bird. It's supposed to be a bird, I think I need to take it.
You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though.
This song is almost embedded in my brain.
Aw.
Because I remember being stuck in this part forever.
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee.
Hold still.
Hey!
That's a keeper.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Dawn. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Dawn, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years. Dawn, don't you think you could find something more interesting to photograph?
No, I'm just gonna photograph you.
Last time I was with my brother Calvin. Man, that was a great trip. Your grandpa Sven taught us how to fish, how to build a fire. We found an old logging trail. There were deer everywhere. I bet if I could remember where that trail was, we'd spot a buck for you in no time. Give me a minute to check the map.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look, because I remember there being more achievements on the Xbox version than there were trophies on this. This seems really small.
Maybe. What was it? It could have been.
I know there's a bird you have to take a picture of. I'm trying to remember where it's at. This one.
Good eyes, Dawn.
Also the buck.
Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Like, where are you?
Dad,
Let me get Don, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong. Great shot, Don! I'm proud of you, Dawn. Always remember that, okay?
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally normal, Dawn. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad!
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
Yeah, that'd be true. Okay, so with that being said, I'm going to end the gameplay for here. For right now, I'll probably get back to this game again on Monday and finish it up because I still have 1-ish, 2, 3, about 5 more stories to do. I can easily get the rest of those on and finish it up next time. So with that being said, I hope you guys liked this live stream, and see you all later in the next one, everybody. Happy Halloween!